discussed the treaty, it was already ratified because it had been inked 2 months before this entire Lok Sabha debate in Parliament happened. Now we are bringing you in detail what happened in 1960 when Parliament debated the Indus Waters Treaty. It was congressmen, so Pandit Nehru and his own party, the Indian National Congress, and congressmen who criticized the treaty and the manner in which the treaty had been signed. We get you excerpts of the Parliament archives also highlighted in this book by Sant Kumar Sharma ji, who actually had written the Indus Waters entire agreement, and with Ashok Motwani earlier, and this book is the Indus Waters Treaty, mirroring the facts, the latest book. So here again he chronicles the Lok Sabha debate. What was discussed on the 30th of November 1960? That this was signed in Karachi on the 19th of September 1960. The MPs criticized Prime Minister Nehru. The MPs said too many concessions to Pakistan for no reason. Atal Bihari Vajpayee made that comment. Then, treaty can have serious repercussions for India, is what he had said. Then Congress MP, Lok Sabha MP from Pali, Rajasthan, Harish Chandra Mathur said the treaty is to the disadvantage of this country. Progress and development works will be retarded. Treaty will be to the advantage of Pakistan. Rajasthan has been very badly let down in this treaty, losing 5 million acre feet or 5 MAF of water via this treaty, which could have been redirected towards Rajasthan. What have we got of it? What goodwill has come of the friendship we have generated? Pak President spoke of control of upper reaches of the rivers. Has Kashmir ceased to be a problem, as you tried to outline, that if we sign this, Kashmir will cease to be a problem? That's not happened. Then Congress MP Ashok Mehta said distribution of 80% Indus Basin waters to Pakistan, only 20% Indus Basin waters to Bharat. Pakistan will be able to develop resources, has aggravated the Kashmir dispute. Government can't take advantage of spirit of accommodation on our side. Government can't feed the fires on the other side. It is a kind of second partition which we are experiencing, reopening wounds that we hoped had started healing. This is what he said. Then you had Lok Sabha MP Brij Narayan Singh, who said care has to be taken that nation's interests and honor is not bartered away. Indus Waters Treaty is not honorable. Treaty has been done by selling interests of Hindustan. Was there anything binding us under international laws to give so much water to Pakistan? Did we have any obligation to provide this water to Pakistan? Did Pakistan have a right to get this water from us? The government of the day is responsible for this blunder. Government of the day will be answerable to the future generations of this country. Atal Bihari Vajpayee objected to the treaty and said what were the reasons due to which the government signed such a treaty. Pak President Ayub Khan's words can have dangerous portents for India. Under international laws, we are not bound to provide this much of water to Pakistan. Had we negotiated better, we could have persuaded Pakistan to lower its share. This is no way to establish friendship and amity. If Pakistan demands too much in an undeserving manner, we should oppose. Basis of good relationship can only be fair, equitable and logical. It is not a fair agreement and against the interests of India. We have given unfairly too high a price in the hope of buying peace with Pakistan. All of this is here in this book, and I'm going to read out the chapter. This is chapter number 8, debate in the Lok Sabha, page number 77 onwards. The entire passage and what was said as per the archives, parliamentary archives and the discussion debate archives, has been written here. Each of the leaders, what they have said at length, viewers. Let's go across to our guests and we'll talk more about this book. We also have the author of this book, Sant Kumar Sharma ji, with us, author of the Indus Waters Story and also Indus Waters Treaty. Both the books, he co-authored Indus Waters Story with Ashok Motwani. This is his own effort. Sanji, namaste. Akhil Swami, political analyst, is with us. Gopal Krishna Agarwal, national spokesperson of the BJP, with us, and Anand Ranganathan, author, with us. Namaste and Jai Hind to everybody. Thank you very much. Sant Sharma ji, is it true that the parliament, the opposition leaders, cabinet were all kept in the dark as Pandit Nehru went ahead and signed this treaty in Karachi? Many say it was under pressure of the World Bank and some other entities from the West.
Uh, Anand, I cannot say that Nehru necessarily kept Parliament in dark, but what has happened, because this treaty negotiations took about 8 years, so it could not have been that every step of the way the negotiations could have been shared with the parliamentarians. It was the government's effort, and at the last moment, when they were about to clinch the issue and about to negotiate at the last moments, it should have been perhaps shared with the parliament, because that is what parliamentary form of democracy means, that you take parliament into confidence if it is in session. Even otherwise, it is a democratic basic decency that you take people into confidence. That is what I feel. And about the World Bank pressure on Nehru, there is not much, but Nehru was trying to become, as it is clear from archives and World Bank documents and the newspapers of that time, it is apparently Nehru was what you can say the Trump is doing today. I want a Nobel Peace Prize. So Nehru was at that time also trying to project himself too much of a statesman. So that too much of a statesman made him make too many concessions and gave too much to Pakistan. And right now, the way I see it, right now we have 20% and Pakistan has 80%, but it needs to be corrected at least to this, that we take Chenab entirely and add 23.5 million acre feet of that share to our already given share, which is 33 million acre feet, and that makes it about 55. And even then, we will be standing only at 33%, and Pakistan will be getting 66%. So let bygones be bygones. But the day ahead, in the days ahead and the years ahead, we need to divert Chenab towards ourselves and allow Pakistan whatever other two rivers are there.
But this diversion of Chenab, Sanjeev, this diversion of Chenab was also spoken about at that time, and congressmen themselves were speaking about it. Harishchandra Mathur from Pali, Rajasthan, repeatedly mentions this, and he said even then like you said in the build up, in the run up before this treaty was signed, it was supposed to be 75-25. That 5 million, that 5% of water that was additionally given away, that could have been a lifeline to many of the downriver states in Bharat itself.
Yes. And what has happened is, at that time, the geographical area, which was at the Indus Basin catchment area, that area itself actually made it on the basis of watersheds also, you decide the quantum of water that has to be given to the other person and to be shared. On that basis also, if you take Indus Basin, total Indus Basin into consideration, India's share has been very poor only for this thing, that you can say this thing, that we have been too generous to Pakistan and we are doing something we are buying peace. Buying peace with what? Buying peace with this, that we are instigating Ayub to say this, that I have to take the upper stamps also, and that means I take whole of Kashmir, but I also take Chenab.
Now,
just about 30 kilometers away, west of Jammu, where I am sitting.
Two passages. This is Harishchandra.
Where I'm sitting right now,
Sanjeev, from your book only, I'm quoting these two parts that you have put out in the excerpts. Harishchandra Mathur says, and he is the Lok Sabha MP from Pali, Rajasthan, and he says, I shall convey through you to the government, that the general feeling, at least in my part of the country, particularly in Rajasthan, is that Rajasthan has been very badly let down in this treaty. And then he further says, there is another point where we are severely affected. Through this treaty, we are losing 5 million acre feet of water. There is such a great potential in Rajasthan. Let the minister deny that we can not possibly draw 5 million acre feet of water from Chenab, and that will not help the country perpetually. So this rerouting of the Chenab and the eastern rivers towards Bharat and retaining it has been mentioned by congressman himself. There is another congressman further down in that same passage, Ashok Mehta. Now he says the suggestion was that western rivers should go to Pakistan and the eastern rivers should come to India. If that was a suggestion, it means distribution of 75% of Indus Basin waters to Pakistan and 25% to us. But in the treaty, it is 4:1. That is to say, 80% goes to Pakistan, 20% comes to India. So So even at that time,
That has been real bad.
his own party members were against it.
There were too many people who opposed it. There were too many MPs who opposed it. Even Iqbal Singh was from Firozpur, and he said that we need to take more water. And at that time, there is a place called Madu. They wanted some of the Chenab waters diverted via tunnel at Madu, and that Madu tunnel was to put some of the Chenab waters into Ravi, and from Ravi we would have gained. And Ravi is the smallest river. The total flow of Ravi is only 6.4 million acre feet. And the way we have been doing it, we have not even stopped 6.4 million acre feet, which is our share. So today we are talking of taking Pakistan's share, but the least we should do is appropriate our own share. And after Pulwama on 22nd February 2019, the government announced Shahpur Kandi project, Uj project, and the third was second Ravi Vyas link, and it failed to complete the next two projects. It did only the Shahpur Kandi project. Thank you.
Right. Akhil Swami, so when a Priyanka Gandhi Vadra turns around and asks, why are you blaming Nehru and Indira? But the leaders at that time said, you are signing this and you have signed off Bharat's future. Future generations will also ask you these questions. How can you give this all away?
See, I'm totally confused as to what is the policy of BJP. Because they treat Pakistan as a rogue state or a friendly state. Because first, Mr. L.K. Advani, the tallest leader of BJP of that time, goes to the Mazar of Jinnah, bows his head there and says that Jinnah is the tallest secular leader in this region. Number one. Now, after that, Atal Bihari Vajpayee goes to Pakistan and calls Musharraf here. He invites Musharraf to India. And then Kargil happens. Then Mr. Modi, when he becomes the Prime Minister in 2014, he invites Nawaz Sharif as the guest in his swearing-in ceremony. And then Mr. Modi goes to Pakistan uninvited, and he attends a marriage party of Mr. Nawaz Sharif and eats biryani there. Then when this Operation Sindoor happens, and our army has been, Air Force has been able to demolish all air bases of Pakistan. They have demolished the nuclear installations of Pakistan. They have demolished the terrorist camps of Pakistan. Suddenly, after 3 days, when the Indian army becomes in an advantageous position, I don't know why Mr. Modi, on the advice of Mr. Donald Trump, agrees for a ceasefire. So I do not know, because I consider Pakistan as a rogue state. And in last 27 years, BJP is in power for 17 years. And every time a new Prime Minister comes, he goes to Pakistan. Manmohan Singh did not even go once to Pakistan. And Mr. Modi has gone several times to Pakistan and China. He has invited the President of China to India, और झूला भी झुलाया. Then he goes to Pakistan, वहाँ बिरयानी खाते हैं. I am totally confused whether BJP considers Pakistan as a rogue state or a friendly state. By all gestures and all indications, Pakistan, Mr. Modi feels, and he also has a aspiration, as Mr. Donald Trump, to have a Nobel Prize. But right now in the country, Anand, frankly speaking, whatever the mainstream media does, the main issue right now is whether it's a legitimate government or it's a illegitimate government, because right now the elections of 2024 are in big question mark, and everybody in the country, which is reflected by the yatra of Rahul Gandhi and Tejasvi Yadav, that the country feels that they have been cheated, the votes have been stolen, and this is an illegitimate government. After the vice president's election, you know this government will fall.
Okay. So you played Nostradamus. You've also played the classical shifting of the goalpost strategy, and you've also played Gobels. So you've done all of that.
Management.
So that's exactly. So you're trying to manage.
I look forward. I don't go.
I heard you out now. You please hear me out. So you're very effectively trying to manage this debate and this conversation and steer it to perhaps territory where you feel comfortable. But sir, वो कहते हैं कि झूठ के पाँव नहीं होते, पूरा शहर घूम के आता है.
तो यही मैं आपसे करो, मत कीजिए, कोशिश मत कीजिए.
तो वही मैं कह रहा हूँ. तो मैं आपसे भी वही कह रहा हूँ कि सर तथ्य पर let's talk. No, let's talk. See, one, If you feel it has happened and if you are a voter of that place, then you please sign and you make a complaint to the election commission and take them to court. If you are not a voter of that place, then you please sign a written affidavit and do it. No. And don't try and the debate here is of Indus Waters Treaty, sir. The debate here of Indus Waters Treaty and Akhil Swami, 1 minute, sir. It is quite rich coming from you or from anybody else who claims to have voter sensibility and voter legitimacy and one person, one vote, when elections in the past have been won and how they have been won. So, नहीं 100 चूहे खा के बिल्ली हज को चली तो फिर वो आपके सारे गुनाह माफ नहीं होते. बट दैट इज अबाउट वोट. सर, अगर एक व्यक्ति का वोट और एक कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी में वोट आपको इतना खटक रहा है, यहाँ तो पूरे देश का पानी आपने दे दिया लिख करके, वो किसको देंगे, वो किसको देंगे, वो किसको देंगे. सो नो, let's come back to Indus Waters Treaty and Gopal Krishna Agarwal. One of the questions is, why is the BJP government waking up to IWT only after Operation Sindoor? So in 2014 IWT was okay.
No, Anand, we have to see.
In 1999 IWT was okay.
We have to see what Swamiji said now. He did not talk about a single word about Indus Water Treaty, which is the main topic of the today debate. He talked about everything. What we have to understand is that why there was a situation in 2014 or why we did not talk about Indus Water Treaty is that there are global agreements which have to be followed. The first thing that it's a long steps that are being done. The thing is, Pakistan has to be isolated globally. Now the actions of our past prime ministers have to be looked into and they have to be rectified in a systematic way. You just cannot say that the international treaty will be without any reason or anything that it will not be acceptable. We will not honor the treaties. It is the Prime Minister of India has signed, and it is because there was a big fight with Pakistan about the terrorist activity that this was done. It is now also the issue is that Indus Water Treaty, the main issue is Indus Water Treaty, is it beneficial to India or not? Everybody agrees that it is not beneficial, it is lopsided, it was benefiting Pakistan. So why it was signed by Nehru? That is also very clear. Then after the debate and everything which you have put out and Mr. Nidda, party president, has also put out. The thing is that Nehru, out of compulsion, whether it was World Bank or whether he's too much of ambitions of making, calling himself as a statement leader of the world, or his complete ignorance and foolishness about what is the future actions of Pakistan and China would be. These are the issues and why he did successively, whether it was of Kashmir, whether it was Indus Water Treaty, or whether providing accepting the partition. All these steps have to be historically analyzed and put into right perspective to the people of the country. That the initial, which was जिसकी महिमा मंडित की गई नेहरू की, what was his actions on the ground?
Let me ask you, sir, you can criticize Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru,
No,
you can praise Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, likewise you can
actions
criticize
have to be
Prime Minister Narendra Modi, praise Prime Minister Narendra Modi, however. But let me ask you, sir, what was Bharat's position in 2014 and what is Bharat's position in 2025? That Bharat was able to talk about IWT and putting it in abeyance in 2025 but could not say the same in 2014.
The thing is, the situation at the global level, we are at a very strong footing globally. There are countries which are accepting about the Pakistan's role in terrorist activity, and the way it is now only that the Prime Minister has said that any act will be considered as an act of war.
Why was IWT not put in abeyance after Uri?
Because
why was IWT not put in abeyance after Pulwama?
So
why was IWT not put in abeyance after, and why didn't the BJP demand this after 26/11?
No, the thing is that now the policy, there is a marked change in the policy that every act of terrorism by cross-border Pakistan will be considered as an act of war. In the situation when we are at a war with the country, we can take these kind of decisions. We can take ultimately these decisions, these treaties have to be followed in a systematic way. Now you can say that in 14 just on everything, why you can ask why 370 was not removed in 2014. So this is not the question. We have moved towards the...
Here is the thing, sir. With respect to Article 370, by 2010 itself, this conversation had started doing the rounds between the RSS and the BJP, and there were matters in court. And also, first it started with 35A. Then it started, and in 2014, the verdict was won in the Supreme Court, where Mr. Sachin Pilot's sister finally had the right to inheritance in Jammu and Kashmir, and along with her, so many other women who had married into Kashmiris into Jammu and Kashmir have got their rights. Then 35A, the Supreme Court noted it's not even there in their own constitution book, and they realized that this is operating in this. So all of these there was a momentum that was being built. I am asking you here, please tell me how many times BJP leaders in the House raised this issue after 1960, in the 1980s, in the 1990s, when they were in power, when the Janata Party was out there, when that IWT needs to be done away with. Or even after 2014, how many BJP leaders came out? There are people like Sant Sharma and others who are outside petitioning the BJP ki bhai IWT ka kuch karo. That's the reality. I'll give you some time. Just before I bring it. Well, I'll come back to you. So you can please, I'm giving you time to ask your research team and yourself to also say. The Congress is okay. Congress remains in denial. Congress has done what it has done and they will continue to push fake narratives. All right, sir. Chaukidar chor hai, vote chori, संविधान बदल देंगे. Everything is all right. Treaty Karachi में sign करके आएंगे, but still कुछ नहीं कहेंगे. All right. That is all right. But the point is, what was the BJP's position? And why did the BJP take so long?
Said at that point of time, you have to create an ecosystem.
Sir, Atalji,
you cannot just as you said.
Post Kargil, why was there no?
The thing is that you have to move and create an ecosystem consensus at the global
post
level.
Kargil,
BJP had been talking. Everything has not been done in 2014.
Why do you need to create consensus at a global level when this was a treaty signed between two nations, sir?
So now you can say after some time you can say why
it is about resolve, right? So we'll have to. So Bharat in 2014 was different from Bharat in 1960. This is what Pandit Nehru had to say. I'm just going to say this and then go to Dr. Ranganathan. Jawaharlal Nehru said Congress MPs using words like a second partition for the Indus Waters Treaty was loose language and a perversion of the facts. Partition of what? Of an inch of territory? Partition of a pailful of water? What have we partitioned? Is that the way to approach an international question? I was depressed that when we were dealing with the mighty things like relationship of nations, the future of India spreading out, the future of Pakistan spreading out, we should talk in this way, which has no relation to the fact. That's what Jawaharlal Nehru had to say. Now, was he clearly, he had vision, or was he under an illusion, Dr. Ranganathan? Because 2 years later, China attacked. 3 years later, 3 years after that, Pakistan waged the first war in 65. So in 5 years after this comment, we know what happened with Bharat.
Good evening, Anand, and good evening to my wonderful fellow panelists. Look, I really admire and I'm a very good friend of Gopalji. But, this is the problem with politics. Now, all your questions regarding the BJP are completely legitimate. And any logical and rational person would answer them in the affirmative, i.e., meaning that absolutely BJP had decades to think about these issues, 370, IWT, decades to come to a decision, and decades to say that the moment we come to power, we are going to set things right. Gopalji could have simply said, yes, we should have done it immediately. Nobody would have minded it. People would admire. I admire the BJP and Narendra Modi for taking these actions. I really do. And you only expect things from people who you believe are going to do things. I have zero expectations from Congress. It's the other way around. So Gopalji, I know it's difficult because you're in politics. But the fact of the matter is just next time simply say, yes, we are 10 years too late. Yes, we are 15 years too late. And that is the right thing to say because India is with you. India admires Modi for taking these steps. Now let me come to the crux of the issue, Anand. Look, believe me, it's not that Nehru committed blunders, but rather that blunders committed Nehru. कहाँ तक जाएं? क्या नहीं दिया? Land, water, air, Everything was given. And for the fact that Nehru didn't even consult the parliament before signing the Indus Waters Treaty, well, that was keeping with his dictatorial habit to go it alone. How many examples do you want? Sardar Patel was not even consulted on Article 370, even though he was deemed temporary in nature. Jawaharlal roega, quote unquote, he told Jaishankar later. Well, Jawaharlal didn't cry, but a billion Indians did. Nehru also had asked Sheikh Abdullah to approach Dr. Ambedkar for the drafting of Article 370. The Sheikh approached Ambedkar, and this is what, according to Professor Madhok, Dr. Ambedkar told the Sheikh, unquote, quote, you want India to defend Kashmir, feed its people, give Kashmiris equal rights over India, but you want to deny India and Indians all rights in Kashmir? I am the law minister of India. I cannot be a party to such a betrayal of national interest, unquote. And Anand, did you know Article 35A was illegal?
Yeah.
It was applied to J&K surreptitiously in 1954 through the presidential order without invoking Article 368. It bypassed the parliament altogether. It finds mention only in the appendix. Can you believe it? Worse, I quote what Nehru said on the floor of the House, quote, government of Kashmir is rightly afraid that Kashmir would be overrun by people whose sole qualification might be too much money and nothing else, unquote. Anand, it proves once and for all that the Congress's idea of foreign policy is policy dictated by foreigners. Believe me, comparisons are at best tenuous, but holding the Indus Water Treaty in abeyance will go down in history as Prime Minister Narendra Modi's greatest achievement. Superseding 370 abrogation, CAA and groundbreaking welfare measures like Swachh Bharat and Ujjwala. This is because in a single stroke, he has not only corrected yet another gargantuan Nehruvian blunder, Article 370 being another, that made India suffer intolerably for half a century. He has also ensured long-term peace in the region through leveraging a mechanism that puts the onus of maintaining peace squarely on the terror state of Pakistan. We are talking about the water that India lost. We should talk about the peace that India stands to gain. Such a mechanism, a waters treaty, please, should be emphasized, does not exist between China and any of its neighbors, including India, that share river waters with it. That it existed between India and Pakistan and was so lopsided in Pakistan's favor and was never revisited despite multiple wars and terror attacks perpetrated by Pakistan is inexcusable. Anand, just 30 seconds. War or retributive actions like surgical strikes or operations are required to teach the enemy a lesson. But because there is a cost, economic and social, for it, even for India, war is not the best deterrent. Leveraging the Indus Water Treaty it is a tap, Anand, and depending upon how Pakistan behaves, the tap can gush either peace or war. The well-being, safety, prosperity and livelihood of its people are squarely in Pakistan's hands.
Were quite spirited in your deposition there, and Dr. Ranganathan, I usually don't interrupt you, but Sant Kumar Sharma ji, 2 points, and viewers, we have to understand this. Pakistan and its entities started thinking for themselves and against Bharat from the time even before partition happened. So it was always about how can I get more out of the enemy and this person for myself. Sant Kumar Sharma ji, Bharat never thought about itself. The leaders at that time, those who said, were always thinking about paropkar. Usko bhi kuch de do, isko bhi de. 86 crore rupees also we gave. Why? We needed that money as a nation. We could have bought so many arms and armaments to defend ourselves better in 62. Where was that vision that we are not thinking of ourselves as a nation that needs to protect itself, secure its interests first? And then we would have secured our waters.
Just a couple of days ago, it was August 16, and that was a direct action day. And one thing that you come across is that Sohrawardy was the person who created all the problems in the West Bengal area. And some years later, but he continued to stay in India. He did not go to Pakistan immediately on 47. And when he was served an income tax notice, he went to Nehru late at night and Nehru waved it off. So there are certain things which I don't know. We are there, facts on facts, we are there. But why these things happen is beyond comprehension of an average person. When you read all these things, you come across these things. That what are you doing? You are being generous to somebody who stabs you in the back, who stabs you in the chest, who hits you on the head, but this is what our policies were at that time. And had we been more clear about that, we have to first look for our people deserve these money first, we could have taken even the seniorage charges from 1948 to 1960. There was seniorage charges which were to be given by Pakistan to India for use of Madhopur headworks and Firozpur headworks. They were never given. We just waved them off like anything, as if we are so moneyed and so rich that we never needed to consider these things for our own Daridra and those people who were living and who were dying because of food grain shortages. We never did this. And why? I don't know.
No, and not just that. Subsequent to 1960, Akhil Swami.
Positive note.
Yes, Dr. Ranganathan and then Akhil Swami.
Honestly, I didn't mean to interrupt because it's a wonderful discussion. But talking about Nehru and his blunders just really puts the nation down. It's very despondent. So I want to finish on a positive note. Because the silver lining in the cloud was Sardar Patel. Believe me, we are what we are right now. It is because of the great Sardar Patel. Did you know that during the time immediately after independence, both our armed forces were governed by British chiefs?
Yeah.
Jinnah wanted the Pakistani army led by the British chief to invade Kashmir. The British chief refused. So Jinnah had to send the Afghan mercenaries. When during Operation Polo, Sardar Patel said, we are going to invade Hyderabad to take it over. The British chief refused. Sardar said, we don't care whether you refuse or not. We are going in tomorrow. This is the difference. So thank you, Sardar Patel.
Well, thank you, Sardar Patel. And had he not been kept out of the Jammu and Kashmir discussion, the story would have been different. But yes, what I was also coming to is that from the 60s onwards, even the 20% of water that Bharat had, Bharat tapped only 12 to 13% of it. A good 8-10% of that water was never tapped properly. Akhil Swami, all of this should matter somewhere. Those who claim to talk about constitution and all today have to accept mistakes of the past. They can't just brush it aside.
Anand, you talked about 1962 and 65. You forget to talk about Uri. And after Pathankot, Mr. Tharoor says in the Foreign Soil that Mr. Modi made a personal call to Nawaz Sharif, invited ISI to investigate as to who did that activity. Then Pulwama happens, and we till date, after 6 years, we do not know as to from where the RDF came, who was responsible, and how that happened in Pulwama. No, Gopal ji, baat mein boliye. Don't intervene. Don't intervene. In your turn, I won't. Please,
Right.
please.
You have to be correct.
In Pahalgaon, नहीं आनंद जी इनको रोकिए.
You are just talking like Rahul Gandhi.
I'm sorry, I've just got to interrupt this conversation. Before we go into the China aspect, we've just got an update coming in from Mumbai. It's seen a lot of rain, Mumbai, and accordingly, right now, because of the rains and because of a power outage, viewers, so we just got this update. We'll try and put it out for you, that nearly 150 people are currently stuck in a monorail. And this monorail is near Mysore Colony Station that has experienced a minor power supply issue, and maintenance teams are already on site to resolve it very, very quickly. Those are pictures that we've just got. That's the monorail that's come through. Normal services will be restored at the earliest is what they are saying. And they say that the monorail is near Vashigaon area in Mumbai, is stuck in the middle of the track, and passengers are stranded inside. More than 150 passengers are stuck inside that monorail, but it is what they are saying is it's because of a power outage. These are pictures just from a short while ago. We'll try and get the latest from Yesha or Mayuresh in Mumbai to try and understand. There you see the lights coming back on inside the monorail. So we have to see if the monorail has now started functioning and if these people have been rescued. Because we are also seeing the fire brigade push up the ladders to try and extract everyone who's stuck inside the monorail one by one. So we'll try and understand if these are live pictures or if this is from a short while ago. Because there you go, the front coach of this is from a short while ago. So we are hopeful that the issue has been resolved and the lights have come back on, and that's why the ladder is moving away. So these are pictures from a short while ago, and we'll try and go across to our reporters to try and get the latest and understand whether or not the situation has been resolved, because the fire brigade ladder actually moved away the moment the lights came back on. Now you see the lights coming back on the monorail. That means that the power outage has been resolved and power is back on. So we just try and understand if the monorail has started again and if matters have been resolved. So these pictures just coming through. And we just wait for another 30 seconds to see if we can go across to any of our reporters to try and get an update on whether or not the monorail issue has been resolved. So this is in that Washigaon area. I've got the details here with us. But the monorail is near the Washigaon area in Mumbai, stuck in the middle of the track. This is the services between Wadala and Chembur are running smoothly on a single line. That's what they're saying. And the other line in Mysore Colony Station, there is this problem. So the other line of the monorail is working. This one, there was stuck. There was also rain, and then we see the lights going off. And in that 4-cage monorail, nearly 150 people are reportedly stuck. So we pray for the safety of everyone, and it looks like services have resumed and things are all right. They're trying to resolve. Maintenance and operation team are really are on site and working to resolve it quickly. Vivek is with us. Vivek Gupta from News 18. Vivek, नमस्ते. क्या अपडेट है? परिस्थिति सिचुएशन कंट्रोल में है? मोनोरेल क्या फिर से शुरू हो गया है?
नहीं आनंद, देखिए अभी जो मोनोरेल है वो अभी भी उस जगह पर जो मैसूर कॉलोनी है वहाँ पर अटकी हुई है। फायर ब्रिगेड की टीमें और जो स्नॉर्कलर होते हैं जिसमें बड़े बड़े लैडर्स लगे होते हैं वो मौके पे पहुंची हुई है। अब फायर ब्रिगेड की कोशिश की जा रही है कि इसमें जो लोग मौजूद हैं उसको रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन करके निकाला जाए। और बीएमसी सूत्रों से जानकारी मिल रही है कि 150 से ज्यादा यात्री जो हैं उस मोनोरेल में फंसे हुए हैं और फायर ब्रिगेड की टीम पूरी कोशिश कर रही है कि जो उसके मोनोरेल की जो डोर है वो किसी तरह से ओपन करके जो लोग अंदर फंसे हुए हैं उससे सुरक्षित बाहर निकाला जाए। आपको बताना चाहेंगे कि 6:15 पर ये मोनोरेल जो है वो मैसूर चौक पर फंस गई थी और लगभग 1 घंटे से ज्यादा समय हो चुका है। वहां पर मोनोरेल की जो टीम है वो भी मौके पे पहुंच चुकी है। फायर ब्रिगेड की जो टीम है वो भी मौके पे पहुंच चुकी है और पूरी कोशिश की जा रही है कि जो मोनोरेल पिछले 1 घंटे से फंसी हुई है उसमें जो लोग फंसे हुए हैं उनको फायर ब्रिगेड की टीम लैडर के हेल्प से जो गेट ओपन करे और ओपन करने के बाद जो लोग अंदर फंसे हुए हैं उन्हें सुरक्षित बाहर निकाले। आनंद
जी धन्यवाद। पर बाकी मोनोरेल चल रही है तो पावर वापस आने के बावजूद ये मोनोरेल स्टार्ट नहीं हो पा रही है?
देखिए आनंद, इसमें मोनोरेल की तरफ से ऑफिशियल स्टेटमेंट जो आया है उसमें बोले कि टेक्निकल फॉल्ट और पावर सप्लाई की वजह से ये मोनोरेल बीच ट्रैक पर फंसी हुई है। जो दूसरी साइड के जो ट्रैक्स हैं वो ओपन कर दिए गए हैं। दूसरी ट्रैक पर जो मोनोरेल ऑपरेशन में चल रही है, लेकिन ये जो रूट है जहाँ मोनोरेल अटकी हुई है उसको पूरा रूट को बंद कर दिया गया है, सिर्फ अपोजिट रूट को स्टार्ट किया गया है। तो मेन फंक्शन में पूरी कोशिश रहेगी कि जो लोग अंदर फंसे हुए हैं प्राइमरी उन सभी को पहले निकाला जाए, क्योंकि वो सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज फायर ब्रिगेड के लिए और मोनोरेल डिपार्टमेंट के लिए।
ये लेटेस्ट एक तस्वीरें आ रही हैं जहां फायर डिपार्टमेंट ऊपर तक लैडर लेके गया है विवेक, एंड टू आवर व्यूअर्स दे हैव टेकन अप द लैडर एंड दे आर ट्राइंग टू ओपन द गेट्स। They are trying to open the gates of the monorail and try and then use the ladder itself to try and slowly start evacuating passengers one by one. There are 150 of them. I think we have reporters on ground also, so we'll try and connect with them. We have a News 18 reporter on the ground with those live visuals that just came in. We just saw those pictures. We'll try and connect with them and get the ground update. It looks like it's a colleague from News 18, Lokmat, who's on ground there, who's reached the spot. We'll try and get that update. This is in the Washigaon area. वडाला अँड चेप
न झाल्यामुळे आतमध्ये आणखीन प्रवासी जे आहेत ते भयभीत झालेले आहेत आणि ते भयभीत प्रवाशांना बाहेर काढण्याचं काम जे आहे ते इकडनं आपण पाहू शकतो की सुरू झालेलं आहे। आणि दुसऱ्या बाजूला आणखीन एक दुसरी लॅडर जी आहे ती लावण्यात आलेली आहे। त्या लॅडरमधून आता प्रवाशांना सूचना देण्यात येत आहेत की या दरवाजापासून तुम्ही आतमध्ये थांबा, आतल्या बाजूला थांबा, कारण दरवाजा आम्ही ब्रेक करतो आहोत, दरवाजा तोडत आहोत आणि दरवाजा तोडलेला या दरवाजातून आम्ही तुम्हाला बाहेर काढणार आहोत। त्यामुळे सर्व प्रवाशांनी आतमध्ये सुरक्षित थांबावं, दरवाजापासून लांब राहावं असं सांगण्यात येते। दरवाजापासून लांब
is updating viewers in Marathi, and this is from News 18 Lokmat, that the fire personnel who are on top of the ladder have made an announcement asking the passengers inside the monorail to step back away from the door because they're going to cut the door open. They're going to break open the door, so they're going to try and cut it open and force it open. So there could be some sparks and some issues. So that's why they've asked them to clear the area right behind that and open up. And that's when they're going to try and open this and try and bring people out. Now you see people with their mobile phones and torches and lights. Inside the monorail, there are no lights. There is no power, no light inside the monorail. If there is air circulation or not, we have to wait and watch. But people are moving back slowly and they're going to switch it open. Let's go back to our reporter and see what else is his update.
आणि सध्या इथे युद्धपातळीवरती ऑपरेशन जे आहे ते सुरू झाले. दुसऱ्या बाजूला आपण पाहतो की पहिल्या क्रेनच्या इथे देखील प्रवासी आता जमलेले आहेत आणि ते प्रवासी आता बाहेर पडण्याची वाट बघतायत. सर्व प्रवासी भयभीत झालेले आहेत. पहिल्या जी क्रेन लागलेली आहे ती क्रेन देखील आता.
So now there are two cranes. As per the pictures coming in via News 18 Lokmat, there are two cranes and you see the lights are from outside on the crane and there are people who are recording it and who are also standing and waiting there patiently. They have tried to rush to the first door, but both sides, the fire personnel are saying, hang back, stand back. We're trying to force the door open and you have to wait. You have to wait for us to be able to take you on the ramp, bring you down, and then that ladder will go up again. So there are two ladders that have been placed. That's what the reporter is saying. Two ladders that have been placed. One right at the front cabin, front tube, and then to the other one on the third carriage. That's towards the rear, the third carriage. So these are the two where they are trying to open the doors, force it open, and then slowly try and bring people out one by one without them trying to push their way or force their way. Now because it's a monorail, there are no platforms, there are no places for people to get off or exit other than an aerial or a ladder rescue or a fire rescue like it's happening now. There seem to be people waiting quietly inside. They are pensive, but they are worried, but they see rescue is happening. People are coming, some of them switching on the torches of their mobile phones, waiting patiently to see what is going on, and while they're also recording the proceedings. Vivek Gupta is now with us. Vivek, namaste. News 18 Lokmat से अपडेट आया कि अब कैरेज नंबर 1 और कैरेज नंबर 3 पर फायर सर्विसेज के लैडर लग रहे हैं. ये तस्वीरें सामने आ रही हैं जहां से इनको अब दरवाज़ा खोलकर निकालने की कोशिश की जाएगी पैसेंजर्स को.
एग्जैक्टली आनंद, देखिए ये जब भी मोनोरेल फंसती है, आई थिंक ये दूसरी बार ऐसा हुआ है कि मोनोरेल बीच ट्रैक पे फंस गई है. और जिससे आपने भी बताया कि ये एलिवेटेड, पूरे जो मोनोरेल है वो एलिवेटेड है, यानी कि बीच में अगर कुछ भी टेक्निकल फॉल्ट आता है या टेक्निकल इशू आती है, अगर बीच में खराबी हो जाती है तो इसके पास ऑप्शन सिर्फ और सिर्फ रहता है कि फायर ब्रिगेड की जो लैडर वाली जो गाड़ियां होती है, टोटल होती है, वो मौके पे पहुंचे और एक एक करके यात्री को इसमें से रेस्क्यू किया जाता है. यही कोशिश तो फायर ब्रिगेड की है, क्योंकि पूरा का पूरा जो मोनोरेल है वो एलिवेटेड है, इसलिए जो मोनोरेल ऊपर अटकी हुई है. और दो क्रेन, जो बड़ी क्रेन है स्ट्रक्चर, वो वहां पर पहुंच चुकी हैं और बार बार पैसेंजर्स को बोला जा रहा है कि जो अंदर मौजूद है वो बोले कि गेट के पास आ रहे. अगर आनंद आप विजुअल्स में भी देख सकते हैं कि जो मोनोरेल है वो कर्व यानी कि टर्निंग के वक्त खराब हुई है और टिल डाउन हो गई है. तो ये बहुत ही डेंजरस पोजीशन में है इस समय मोनोरेल, क्योंकि टिल डाउन होने की वजह से एक तरफ वो झुकी हुई है. तो फायर ब्रिगेड की पूरी कोशिश रहेगी जो पैसेंजर अंदर मौजूद है उनको दूसरी साइड सेफ्टी जगह पे पहुंचाया जाए, कि इनकेस अगर वो डोर को तोड़ते भी हैं तो उसमें स्पार्किंग होगी, उसमें कुछ झटके लग सकते हैं, तो जो पैसेंजर्स है वो जो ऑलरेडी टिल डाउन है वो नीचे ना गिरे. और फायर ब्रिगेड बार बार पैसेंजर्स को बोले कि वो सेफ्टी जगह पे पहुंच जाए. जैसे ही डोर ओपन होगा तो जो लैडर की, जो स्नोकल की फायर ब्रिगेड की जो क्रेन पहुंची हुई है, धीरे धीरे करके उसमें सभी यात्रियों को बाहर निकालेगी.
Right, it's a matter of patience also, and there will be many who are there. You see the cabins are all dark. There is no light inside the cabin, so there is a power outage inside the monorail. So even if its headlights were on a short while ago, there seems to be no power inside, and what we are seeing is very dim battery lights and also phone lights. And this light, flashlight that's coming in, is from the fire services outside. All the lights inside the cabin that you're able to see is from mobile phones, with people using their mobile phones to keep the torches on to try and be able to think. And then they're also trying to spot how many people are there, and while announcements are being made asking people to move back and clear that area in front of carriage door 1 and carriage door 3 where the fire services ladders are, and they'll try and cut open that door or force that door open and then get people. Now if you could see the pictures, viewers, that it was on a curvature on the monorail itself. the tube was on a curvature, and because it's a curvature, it's slightly tilted like this. So if the door suddenly opens and there are a lot of people, it's a risky matter. And that's the reason why people are being asked to clear back or also go to the far side of the door, to the other side, so that they can be clear of this entire gangway and alleyway. So there are other people. Largely people look calm. They look, they know they have to be patient. They have to wait. I think some of them have tried to break open the door. Now we've got a scene here. We have a scenario here where the window of the monorail has been forced open by the passengers to allow air circulation inside. It looks like it's air circulation, but people have to be very careful and stand clear of this open hole. Now it looks like this is the one. There's a hole that's been drawn in. So some people have tried to force open. Now if you look at these pictures, some people have tried to force open the window. Perhaps they're getting a little worried inside, but now immediate announcements being made. Don't take a stupid step. Don't make a move that could be foolhardy, that could endanger your life. And that's the announcements that are being made. Now what's being said is somebody is trying to force this open. It also looks like, there you go, the first set of passengers are now being rescued. The first set of passengers being rescued. One person is there who's come onto the gangway, and from there they will be asked to come down slowly. They will be asked to wait. They forced open one of the doors. They forced open the door, and then they're now closing the door because they will have to take the person one by one. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Now that's the first person who's come out of that door, and we will have more people coming out. So one of the doors have been forced open and they should be brought out. But the other side, there was a certain amount of worry, and it looked like some of the passengers were getting anxious. The other thing is there is no air circulation, and they'd been stuck there for at least 2 hours. Perhaps there was some amount of suffocation, and they tried to break open one of the windows, and they were immediately advised to steer clear and not do anything which could endanger lives, and people staying back. But because there is air circulation, there is air coming. Now it's also started raining again, and there you go, the other door. This is the other door. Now you see this, they're trying to get this door open. They're trying to get this door open and try and bring some people slowly. They're trying to open that door and get people out. But this is the front carriage, that's the rear carriage. Now the rear carriage, one person has been, there you go. This person is climbing down. This person is climbing down the ladder slowly, and that's what they're going to ask people to do. There you go. He's climbing down slowly. The first person climbing down. Once this person gets down slowly, with the help of the fire personnel, they have got the cables in place. There is a ramp and a ladder, and you've got to climb down slowly. They're asking them to climb down slowly and also pass through, and there you go, come down to ground level. So this person is slowly showing a lot of calm. It's raining. You see, there's rain. It's raining, he's all wet, but he's making his way down slowly. So he's the first person to get out. There we go. This is the second person here. The second person coming here, 3 fire personnel on that ladder. The second person, this is the first person who's come down. So the rescue operations now have commenced. Via the ladder, the passengers are being brought down one after the other. Dramatic visuals coming here on CNN News 18. Courtesy our partners and colleagues at News 18 Lokmat. These are the visuals. And there are a lot of people waiting downstairs. Fire personnel, etc. The first person has come down. There you go. That's the first person who's come down. And Ganesh is his name. He said his name is Ganesh, and he's gone out. He's gone. They've just given him water. Let's see if he speaks. Let's see if he speaks. The first thing that's being done is that the police personnel, fire service personnel have given him some water to drink, and we'll see if he wants to say anything. He just looks very, very relieved. He just looks very, very relieved. Rain is coming pouring down. You could see rain has just picked up. It's been a rainy day in Mumbai. Mumbai's seen a lot of disruption all through the day today. And this towards the evening, perhaps adding to the woes of the personnel, because they've been spread thin across Mumbai with rescue and relief efforts, and then this monorail disruption that's happened. So the first person has come down. Now the ladder's working again. Let's try and see. This is the second ladder. This is the first ladder in the front carriage. Yeah. And now slowly they've moved. Oh, they've moved. So this ladder is now moving to this window that has been broken down by people to try and see if they can rescue them from there. So the rescue operations are now in full swing, and hopefully over the course of the next 30 to 45 minutes, all the passengers will be safely evacuated from this monorail. On that note, we're going to wind up. All right. So we're not taking any breaks. So I'll wait for Zaka to join us here on and take it forward with brass tacks. But further, here on the right stand, we stay with these pictures, dramatic ones. Now, that's the fire personnel. What are they trying to do? Let's try and understand this. They're trying to move closer to that window which was broken open so that there could be some air circulation, and the passengers are moving back. The ladder will try and set itself in that gap that's been opened. They don't need to force open another door because this has already been broken. Right next to that is the other ladder where a door has been opened, and then the people are being rescued. So the first person, his name is Ganesh. He's been brought down. He's made his way out. The second one would go. There you go. This ladder is now going to try and dock itself here and then try and bring out passengers from this place. We'll also see if we get pictures from the other side where slowly more and more people are being brought and rescued, even as the rain is now really coming on hard. Mayuresh is with us. Yes, Mayuresh, dramatic pictures that are coming in from this monorail that suffered a power outage, and it's right in the middle of its route, about 30-40 feet above in the air, and really dramatic pictures. There you go. The first person. Oh, that's a little risky, but there you go. The first person has been pulled out from the other ramp too. The first person has been pulled out from the other ramp too. So the rescue operations are being now mounted slowly. People are being asked to come in. There you go. The second person stepping out, and the fire personnel holding him. And there you go. The second person has been pulled out. Now let's see if there's a third person. They're trying to go as close as possible. There you go. The third person is being pulled out. Dramatic pictures, viewers. Third person being pulled out. And people are being asked to be calm. One after the other, we'll bring you down one after the other. Calm down. Mayuresh now joins us even as one of the fire personnel. He is going in. To ensure that he can help people one by one. There is a lady there. Now next person to go in is a lady. So he's going to try and help the lady go up. Dramatic pictures that we get. So passengers had broken open this window because they wanted air. They were getting suffocated inside, anxious. They broke it open, but now that's now become a medium to rescue people. So that's the fourth person. That's another lady, slightly middle-aged, older lady. Will she be able to get up, get into that window, climb onto the seat, get into the window, and get onto this ramp? 3 people have already done that, and then they will be making their way down the ladder. Dramatic pictures here that are coming in from Mumbai, viewers. These are live visuals of a rescue happening. 150 people stuck inside a monorail that had a power outage en route in this Wadala-Chembur region, in this Washigaon area. That's where this monorail has gotten stuck. This is the other picture. This is where the door was opened, and now steadily they're getting more and more people coming down. So the rescue efforts have now peaked. More people making their way down from that same ladder that Ganesh came down with. There are 2 ladders. This is the second ladder. The second ladder was trying to force open this door here, but they moved to that window which had been broken open by the passengers. So there are 2 ladders by the fire rescue team that have been put up, and now people are slowly coming down. There you go. They are just rappelling down slowly. It's a ladder. So they just have to take one step at a time and slowly make their way down. Fire personnel are also guiding them. So one fire personnel is coming down. Salute to these fire rescue people. They have to do at least 100 trips up and down to try and help these passengers come down one by one. There you go. The other person comes. These are the first 2 people from the second ladder to make their way out. There will be a lady who will come down. She was the third person, and then we'll have more. So slowly. And this will build confidence on the others. There you go. That's the third person. And then there is also a lady who will follow. So they're all maintaining a 3 feet gap. and then they're trying to come down slowly so that they don't try and stamp on each other and they don't rush each other. Slowly, gradually, they are coming down. Dramatic visuals these. Yesha and Mayuresh with us. Mayuresh, yes, what's the update? We're seeing live pictures here.
Absolutely, Anand, and let me tell our viewers that the trains are running late, and that's why people choose alternate way to reach their home, because the roads are still flooded. I am right now in Chunabhatti area where the flooding is still happening. So the water has not receded because the BMC has clearly told that the water levels of Methi River are at the dangerous level. So that's why people opted for the alternate route to reach their home. But unfortunate incident had happened where between two monorail stations where due to the electricity supply outage, this monorail was basically, or we can say the monorail got stopped in between, and this incident has happened. But right now the BMC has clearly told us that the rescue operation is on, that we can see in the visuals. Approximately 80 to 90 people are still stuck inside, and one by one they are coming down. To help them, BMC has also deployed their health unit.
No, the health unit, the cops are all down. They are all battling this incessant rain. It's pouring. Even now it's pouring. Viewers, you can see. Even the camera person's lenses are all wet, and that's why you see so many water droplets. But look at the fire personnel. They are relentless in trying to help people out. And I have to thank the passengers that they are also showing a huge amount of restraint. It can be quite an anxious moment, and it can unnerve a lot of people. But the passengers have shown a great amount of restraint, and they have cooperated with the officials. And despite the rain, they are now getting out one by one. Now this is a little bit risky. The gap is not so much. It looks amplified on camera, but it's just about maybe half a feet or quarter of a feet that there is a gap. It's just that the ladder cannot dock into the window because it's curved and it's not so big, but it's big enough for people to make their way out, and that's what they're doing. Slowly, steadily, we see more and more people coming down. I think the number now, barring a few ladies who have a problem getting down, slightly senior ladies, or those who have perhaps afraid of heights or not confident that they can actually climb down the ladder, who will wait to be brought down with the ladders. The rest are now making their way down. It looks like in a matter of the next half an hour, 40 minutes, this rescue would be completed. And thankfully, it looks like almost all the passengers are safe. Let's just hope that they're all safely brought down. Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis has also tweeted. He's also very clearly saying that please cooperate. There is no need to get over anxious. There is no need to panic. That's what he has said. He has reacted and said, please be calm. Please relax. We will rescue you. You just cooperate. And I think that's the repeated announcement that's being made by the fire service personnel also. Don't push. Don't rush. Calm down. We will get you out one by one. You'll be the next person after the person in front of you. No need to push. And it's on a curve, but they're showing remarkable amount of patience and cooperation. The fire service personnel, the POPs downstairs, the rescue team, and of course the passengers. Being stuck inside a monorail, it can be unnerving. 2 hours they've been stuck there, and these now rescue operations have been mounted. Now they're picking up the pace, and it's pouring down there. Look at that. The rain is coming, battering down on the people there, and it can be quite a task. It is quite a task what's going on. The monorail is at least about 30 to 40 feet above. It's a single rail structure, and that's why there are no banks. And many people, like Mayuresh said, taking or opting for the monorail, thinking they can avoid the flooding below. And look at this. This group in this monorail has been stuck here for at least 2.5 hours now. Yes, Mayuresh?
Absolutely, Anand. And so one by one, these passengers are coming down. BMC, with the help of these two big ladders, which we can see in the visuals, are helping all the passengers to come down. And as you said, the rain has again started. There is a nowcast warning for next 3 hours that intense spell of rain may occur in Mumbai, Thane and Palghar. So that may hamper the ongoing operation. But what we are learning from the BMC sources, that the operation is in full swing, and they have deployed extra manpower for this particular rescue operation which is underway. And also there is a medical team from the BMC which has been deployed, and they are at the ground zero to help and assist the passengers who are coming down. Because if you see that these passengers broke open that window because they felt that there is a kind of a ventilation issue because this monorail is a AC train and it was completely closed, and that's why they broke open that particular window to get the ventilation. So if anyone has got anyone has got hurt in this, or if anyone is feeling uneasiness, then the medical team is there to help them and assist them.
In case you're just joining us, this is Brass Tacks. I'm Zakir Jacob. Dramatic scenes out of Mumbai. It's been raining incessantly from this morning. In fact, it's been raining for the last couple of days, but this morning it has been raining almost non-stop. And what happened a couple of hours ago was people who were traveling on this monorail in a place called Vadala. This monorail, there was a sudden power outage. The monorail could not move any further, and you can see how people there, about 150 passengers on board when this happened. Initially, they thought, okay, the power will be restored and they will be, moved from that place and the train will start functioning again, but they were stuck